My little round of applause. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey. How everybody doing? It's your auntie August here from the Just Being August show. Let me get my life together. Y'all not supposed to be seeing all of that. Anywho, welcome, 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 welcome. And I thank you. Oh. Welcome, 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 welcome. It is Thursday, and it is let me think, second Thursday of the month. I almost forgot. I'm sorry. I'm so special. But hey, everybody, happy Thursday. It is me, Just Being August, on the Power Influence Radio. If you are hearing me on the Power Influence Radio, or if you are watching me on Power Influence Radio, Facebook or YouTube, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey. How's it going? We're here for another show. And we have a special guest in the building. I personally want to say we got a celebrity in the building, you know. Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and introduce y'all to Leo Knight.
Hello. How you doing, Auntie? Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome, nephew.
I appreciate it.
Thank
it's been a minute.
you.
We've been able to catch up today, so I like this. We're going to really get into some things.
We're going to vibe today. We're going to vibe. We're going to talk and we're going to vibe. Ladies and gentlemen, Leo Knight, he is from Hot 407 Radio. He is doing big things. That is his radio station, hip hop, R&B. If y'all watch the show with Ashley Vibes, this is the station she be on. So y'all check him out. But you know how we do it here at JBA, Just Being August. I let you talk about you. I want to hear you talk about you so I can take it in and so you can take it in. So go ahead, Leo. Tell the world about you.
All right, y'all. So I am the one and only Leo Knight. I'm from Hot 407 Radio, born and raised in Sanford, Florida, straight out the key, Bo Key.
Bo Key.
Yes, ma'am. And, I got into radio a few years, like back when I was I think I was 20 years old, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I hit up this girl. Her name was Zarisha J. And she was on Strong Arm Radio down in South Florida. And I hit her up. I was like, I really want to go on radio, but I don't know what to do to start. I don't want to go to school, but for broadcasting. But I also didn't want to. I didn't want to be a pharmacy technician. I was in school to be a pharmacy technician, fresh out of high school.
Really?
Yeah, I got 15 more credits, and I can have that associate's degree in pharmacy technician, but that's not what I wanted to do. So
that's right.
Yes, ma'am. So I hopped on a phone call with her, and she pretty much just told me what I needed to do, and here I am today. I started off, Indie Jams Radio 5 years, and now we on Hot 407, and we going up.
Right. Congratulations.
Yes,
Give you your flowers.
Thank you.
So you said you wanted to get into radio and you met this young lady. Why did you want to get into radio?
So when I was 16, I worked at McDonald's. That was my first job. I worked there all the way up until I was 20, actually.
Okay.
And this lady, I lived in South Dakota for 2 years. And that's where I first started working at McDonald's. Anyway, but shout out to McDonald's because I love them. They taught me a lot. But
that's right.
This lady, she came through the drive-thru one day and she was like, "Honey, have you ever thought about doing radio? You have a really amazing radio voice." Okay. And I was just like, "You think so?" And she was like, "Yeah." So then I had a friend that went to the University of South Dakota and she was actually in school for broadcasting. So she brought me in and I loved it.
Okay.
I loved it. So here I am.
Look, I like that. I mean, radio is different. Radio and TV, it takes a special person who wants to get involved in it because you have to be, sometimes you have to be transparent and sometimes, but you have to have that character, right. Certain characteristics. With that, radio, and you do other things besides radio. Yeah. Go ahead and let us know what you do.
So me, myself, I'm also, I'm going to say this. I'm in school for film at Full Sail, but I also am pretty much halfway a reality star. On the way up to be, at least. I just recently filmed the Bad Boys auditions on the Zeus Network, and that was definitely an experience within itself. That wasn't my first time being there, so I knew what to expect. Just this time things went a little different, and that's why I'm here. I had to come sit down with Auntie because I want to make sure I'm telling my story the way it's supposed to, and not what nobody else gonna make it out to be.
I know that's right.
And that's a bad boy.
And you know,
Yes,
here we
ma'am.
get to be our authentic selves. This is an opinion based show. It is, in my factual opinion, because some things will be factual, but it's also opinionated. And I like to let people tell their story and be themselves and just talk about it. I'm the auntie. You just sit down. We're gonna, have a bottle of water, have a glass of, water, and we're just gonna talk about it. But your experience though, being on Baddies, and if you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, is the Zeus Network. Baddies has been, well, at first it wasn't Baddies. At first it was the Bad Girls Club.
Right.
And then it's grew now into Baddies. They got
Baddies and
West,
Bad Boys.
South,
Yeah.
Northeast. Then they got Bad Boys. And now it's Baddies, female and male. And the female side is totally different from the male side. And I have to say, I've probably only watched a few of the, no, it's not true. I've watched maybe one season of the Bad Boys on the Zeus Network, and it was a lot for me. I mean, the women are a lot for me, but that one was a lot for me. So your experience being on that, was it positive? Was it not so positive? Did it make you come out of character? Not come out of character almost?
So I would say that I walked in gracefully.
Okay.
That's definitely what I did, and that's what I said I was going to do. I wasn't going to be anybody that I wasn't. I even prayed about it before I went up there. I was like, okay, I can go up here on this stage and do what everybody else going to do. Everybody else going to get into a fight. Everybody else going to try to start an argument. I was like, me, myself, I'm going to walk in here with some dialogue, have a conversation, and stick to myself, stick to my faith, who I am, and not be nothing I'm not. So I walked in there with the idea of, just sticking to that. And that's what I stood on. On that. But with me standing on my boundaries and my respect, it led up to other people being like, a little nasty. But that's their business, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's their business. But it did lead up to some things going crazy. You know what I mean? But y'all got to tune in. You got to watch it.
Right. You got to watch it to watch it.
Yeah.
Watch it to watch it. I can't wait to see some of the clips later on when it airs. I'm so happy for you. I do. We're going to get into it. We talked about this off air too, so we're going to touch in it. We all know, I know who you are. You know who you are. So, we are on a faith-based radio station. And I know you was out there being on the Baddies, and everybody have their own opinion, their own characteristics. How do you feel like being on Baddies or auditioning for them? How did that kind of work with you and your faith?
It was a test.
How so?
Pretty much just trying to see. I would say it's, how we all got stuff that we got to work on.
Absolutely.
That's what I would say. And I got so much that I need to work on, like myself, and being on that show and going on there, I was like, okay, like if I can do this and I can put myself to the test and know that I can't be triggered just by any and everything, then I grew a lot. Because I used to be, growing up, you can be, you was talking about, I think earlier, you was like, I 20-year-old August and this year August, different people.
Yes.
So me growing up, like being like younger, 15 years old, I used to go by, not even used to go by, that's my name, Twan, but I go by Leo. And Leo and Twan was just two different people. I grew and I've grown from a certain point in my life that I was at, and I felt like if I could walk in there, being graceful,
right,
what I mean, just trying to have love and light. Like I walked on the stage and I was just like, great day, how y'all doing? And the judges was just like,
wow.
Just like that, crickets, literally. But that was that was their prerogative. But I knew what I was going on there to do.
Right.
And if I can go on there, and I know that they had a long day all day. I had a long day. It was 2 a.m. by the time I hit the stage. I feel like somebody had to come in there with some light.
Right.
And that was my whole objective. Like after a while, I was like, okay, I'm going in there with some light, change these moods up, change everybody vibe, and that's just overall for me.
So, do you think that when you walk in a room nowadays, and people give you that no light, when they see, because you have this bubbly personality. You always smiling. You great day. I'm gonna get you a shirt that say that too.
Yeah.
But does that bother you when people get a different perception of you, or when we're not able to control how people perceive us, negatively or positive. But how does that make you feel when you're being perceived in a different light than whom you are?
I accept it for what it is, truthfully, because no matter what it is, you're going to be shown in a different light in any situation. There's two sides to every story, and there's multiple sides to every camera. That's what I will say. When you on the stage, you got 16 cameras pointed at you. People are going to form their own opinions of you. And growing up, I had to learn to stop letting people's opinions really play a factor in who I am and what I do. Just growing up, people always you gay. You know what I mean? And I'm just oh, okay, I'm not, because I haven't pursued a man. I hadn't been with a man. I hadn't, until I did.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and then after that, at the end of the day, I'm still not gay. I'm bisexual. I like women too.
Right.
So that's just overall. So
I'm so glad you brought that up. I think for me, I don't care. I just don't. If your sexual orientation should not be the topic of conversation.
Right.
No one's sexual orientation should be topic of any conversation, regardless if it's school, church, home, or whatever. That's what you do. If you decide you want to sleep with a cow, you want to sleep with a pig, oink, oink, baby, oink, oink, honey, do you. But that should not be the defining part of you. So for that, how do you, as your, because you specifically, make sure I do my words correctly, you specifically said that you're not gay, you're bisexual. And that's a sexual orientation. That's who you choose to lay down with. If you don't choose to lay down with,
and not even say, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you good.
But not even just to lay down with. For me, I feel like being somebody who is bisexual, or even if you want to consider me gay, that's what most people would say. Intimacy comes in different forms. So just because I might be maybe attracted to, a man or a woman, whatever, that don't mean that I want to lay down with you. I don't know if I told you this, but in the beginning of the year, I had a friend, and love him to death. One of my best friends, good friends. And we love each other. We technically work together in a way.
Right.
But we were never intimate. We played house. What's wrong with playing house? Never been intimate. I'm talking cook and clean and wash everything. That's what I was doing. So
playing house, exactly what you was doing.
That was it.
Well, you can say church, or the word say that you shouldn't play house. What's that old saying? Why have the cow when you can get the milk for free? So I guess that's what some people would say. Church-wise or Bible-wise, it says that man should lay with man, woman should lay with woman.
And that wasn't added in the Bible until, I believe, 1846. King James. Yeah, anyway.
No, speak on it, please. Let's get it out.
It wasn't added in the Bible until 1846. And then, so that's just, when I see that, and when I hear people, certain people quote it and different things and try to weaponize it,
right.
I'm just just because I didn't lay with this man, just because I love him,
right?
Or just because I want to go out on a date with him or talk on the phone. That make that? I mean everybody gay then. People love their homeboys, right? You know what I mean? They not. This is just intimacy just comes in different forms. I feel like the church and some people who are heterosexual have over-sexualized the gay community. And that's overall. I can be with somebody and not be intimate with them at all. Right. And it's just different strokes for different folks.
Exactly.
So that makes sense.
Do you think that the church weaponizes the Bible to use as their own, I don't know, to use as their own weapon in regards to things that they feel like they don't like? The church, not the Bible. I'm just talking about church.
The church. But specifically, yes, I think they do. And it also it depends on what church you go to and the kind of church.
Right.
I like to go to churches that are non-denominational.
Right. Me too, personally.
Personally. Yeah. And I love apostolic. Apostolic. I love that good apostolic church. Shout out to Pastor Greg in South Dakota. I can call Pastor Greg right now. Pastor Greg, if I say I need, some help with something, or I've been struggling with something, he will help me and talk me through everything that I need. So I would say it just depends on the person and the battles that they facing. Because some people like to weaponize it because they have their own demons that they're trying to get through, and they live in a lie. So whether if you live in a lie or not, and you talking about my sexuality or who I choose to love, I feel like you still in sin too. Like I'm living in my truth, and I'm not. Right. And then one thing I know people see, like we have, gay pride, different things like that, but I'm not prideful. That's another thing. I'm not prideful. You can't have too much pride.
Exactly.
And you know what I mean? And that people who such as like, if I get turned away at a church going in there or something, they're too prideful to allow me in the room. I'm sorry that I made you uncomfortable. People wasn't comfortable when Jesus walked in the room.
Now that would bother me, to be turned away from a worship house, a church, because you don't like my demeanor, because you feel like I look, because you don't know unless I tell you what my sexual orientation is. Right. But because I look like I am gay or whatever the heck you want to call me, you're not going to let me in. That's not how God worked, though. Right. God is love. Everything about him, everything about the Bible speaks on love. Now, the Bible is a beautiful book. It has depths to it. It has fighting. It has anger. It has love. It has SA in there. If you know what SA means, it has abuse in there. The Bible has a plethora of things. People just don't want to speak on it. There's parts of the Bible where, there's misogynistic stuff. There is, what else? Somebody sleeping with somebody's wife.
Right, exactly.
I mean, and it's honestly just what the world is going through today. So for someone to say that they are a Christian, they're a church, and they're going to turn someone away because they don't like their appearance of, their sexual orientation, which I didn't know sexual orientation how to look. I don't think that's of God. Right, in the last episode I had talked about, I used the term stripper, and I'm not offending anybody. So if y'all thought I offended you, I'm so sorry. I really am. But even that, the Bible says we should come as you are. Right. So come as you are. I think, now this is going to be something. Come as you are. You have to be very open ear about that. Because come as you are don't mean necessarily you coming in there with a dress all the way up to your hoo-ha. You know what I mean? Come as you are, in my opinion, is coming as you are in spirit, coming as you are in life. If you're broken, if you're hurt, if you need healing, if you need to cry, if you broke, if you are struggling, that's coming as you are. Right. And I think sometimes we take that coming as you are a little different. You still need to come presentable. Right, yeah. Take a shower. Right. Please. But if you don't have certain clothing, if you don't have certain weight, then okay, hey, you come in that stripper outfit that you was wearing when you was at church. I mean, at work, Right. But that's not what come as you are is. It's basically coming as you are, meeting you where you're at. Like, I'm meeting you where you're at. This is where you're at. I'm meeting you here. And we should do that because we don't want to turn anybody away from God. Mm-hmm. We don't want to turn anybody away from the Spirit. We want to be able to welcome you in with open arms, because you never know what a welcome spirit can do to someone. It can change them in so many different ways. So it does bother me when I do see churches turning people away. Right. My personal opinion, again, I'm going to say it again, you can sleep with a whole horse, cow, chicken, duck. You want to call yourself a duck man, you want to identify, like I said the last episode, I identify as a skinny white lady with 18K KKs, like KK. 18, not that type of KK, but with a whole bunch of zeros in my bank account. But honey, when I go to my bank, they be like, baby,
yeah, don't look the same.
It don't look the same, honey. We don't care what you ain't skinny either, but and your skin tone a little bit darker,
right?
But I think that if we just meet people where they are,
Right.
You know, love is love. I mean, and I see it like you know, it was a few relationships that I look at them, Brett and Judy. Who else we have? We have also what is her name?
Raven Simone and her girlfriend.
They've been together for her wife. They've
Her
been
wife,
together
yeah.
for a while. And also the Betts. The Betts.
Yeah.
Niecy Nash.
Niecy Nash, yes.
And I look
I
at
love
them, and what I honestly see, what of course they show to public, I see nothing but love.
Right.
Yes, I see two women in the same same sex relationship. Which, honey, I couldn't do that, baby. Not me. But hey, you do what you want to do. But I have to say this, and every time I talk about it with my friends, I'm like, it's love there. Right. Yeah, they might be two women, same sex marriage or whatever. I'm just not the one to be in a relationship with someone that has the same menstrual cycle as somebody else. I couldn't do that. No. Yeah. Have you ever seen two women on the period at the same time? That ain't a beautiful thing. But for me, I see more than that. I see that the care that they give each other. And at the end of the day, they are the ones who got to go and make their declaration with God, not me.
Right.
They got to speak on what they went that wasn't in coinciding with His word, not me. But on this earth, because we're all of flesh, and we all get to do what we all have our own opinions. We all have the right to do what we want to do because God gave everybody free will. Right. This is what they chose to do with their free will. But their free will is not hurting anyone. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, if their free will that they chose to use, not chose, we have no choice because it's our choice, right? Yeah. But if their free will is them doing that, who are we to judge?
Right.
Because, judgment.
Where in the Bible does it say anything about same gender love?
I'm just not starting back.
You can love your girlfriend. Like you got girls who your friend. You be like, that's my girlfriend. Like
Well, you
don't say girlfriend. You say homegirl. You like until you say homegirl, don't you?
Actually, I ain't got no friends.
What?
And I said it. You ain't really got no friends.
Well, you got me now.
I know, right?
You got me, auntie.
I keep my circle real small, though. I do. I keep my circle real small, but I do got a few friends. And, you're right. It's my homegirl. I got a few of them. Because I've learned in my latter years in life that it's best to keep my circle small than my circle big. You can do more with less and less with more.
Right.
And then more, how to say more money, more problems? Nah, baby, more friends, more problems.
Ooh, you right about that.
More friends, more problems. So I like my circle small. But yeah, definitely. Right. I don't know. I think I'm going to go back to what you said. I think a lot of Christians weaponize the Bible.
Yeah, they do.
And weaponize it for their own good, Because again,
to make their life make sense.
Well, yeah.
Even though they not living 100% accordingly. We know all not. We all come short.
This is what I say.
That's what come with being patient. Like we got to be patient.
How can I, as a person, condemn someone of their sexual orientation when you might have the pastor who in there sleeping with Deacon John's wife,
or a 13-year-old little boy,
or a 12-year-old little girl?
Let's clock it.
Clock that tea. But I'm being so honest. Like, there are so many reports of priests sleeping with children, boys and girls. But yet you want to sit up here and condemn this person because they're in a homosexual relationship.
Right.
How dare you? That's blasphemy to me.
Let me see. What is it? Isaiah 56. Verses 3-5.
Go ahead, pull it up.
It's just okay. I'm just gonna say like just a small line that I just take with me out of this every day of my life. You know what I mean? And this is why nobody can steer me away from the word of God, because Isaiah verse 56.
Get it right. Come on. We got facts here.
Isaiah 56 verses 3-5. God promises inclusion and blessings to foreigners who who join him. So that means that that's why when we was talking about people turning us away from the church, people who are queer, he promised inclusions and blessings to me. I joined him. I follow him. I'm working on me. And then he's patient with me. He knew what I was going to do from the time I decided to come on this planet. From the time I was in this womb, in my mom's womb, in her stomach, whatever, like, he knew exactly who I was going to be, what I was going to do, what I was going to stand for, and everything. Mm-hmm. And I chose my parents, but I didn't choose this life, if that makes sense. And I just wish the world could just be more patient. Because he patient with us. He patient. He know that we not perfect people. He know that it takes time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It takes time to truthfully, fully commit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I like to call myself like, I'm a Christian, but I'm a baby Christian. I'm still learning. I'm still coming short every day. And I feel like that's what we all do. We all come short. Nobody's perfect.
There's a saying, I'm going to get it wrong. Y'all know I say whatever that comes to my head. I just don't say it right. Something about you can't don't throw stones at a glass house. No, at a glass house.
At a glass house.
Is that how it go? Mm-hmm. Don't throw stones at a glass house. Something like that.
Yep. A small stone to a giant. Wait, is that?
No, don't throw stones.
Oh, the glass house.
Yeah.
What? You have to go in a little bit more. What does that? That mean like don't
throw. What happens if you throw stones?
Break.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Don't throw stones if you don't want to break.
But everybody has their own demons. Mm-hmm. Everybody has their own faults. I think some people just cover it up more than others.
Right.
And sometimes we as people, we prejudge. Let's just get that out there. Everybody prejudge.
I do it.
Everybody prejudge. You know, if you say you don't, I'd question that. Because if you driving in your car and you at the stop sign, what we I-4, right? When we pull up and there's the stop sign before you get on there, there's always a homeless person begging for money. First thing come to your mind.
He need to go get a job. Like, that's what I think about. Because I work too hard for these causes. Don't get me wrong. I like to help the people. We just had back in November, we gave 30 families $20 Aldi gift cards for the holidays. So I'm all for helping the people. Yeah. But at the same time, sir, like,
my thought process is, please don't come to my car.
Yeah.
Don't come to my truck. And there's no shade, no tea. I just sir, please don't, because I don't carry cash.
Right.
But we all are like that. We all prejudge. And the prejudgment of that is, I don't know, that person could have lost their job. They could have, lost their job, and it just trickled down to them losing their home, losing their family. And now they just trying to get a bottle of water, get dinner. So what I'm saying is we all prejudge, and that's not what we should do. We should give everybody grace. We are not the ones who are the final judgment for anyone on this earth.
Right.
Do I personally, I don't really, I'm going to go back. I don't care who you sleep with. For me, I think it's more of the actions when you're over exaggerating. Because for me, I think that it's a sexual orientation. Who you sleep with is not up for debate. Who you sleep with is not a conversation.
Right.
I think that society has turned it into conversation. I think society has glamorized it. Right. Because if I sleep with who I sleep with at home and it's a dude, that's not, first of all, I ain't sleeping with nobody right now. I'm putting it out there for anybody.
Yeah, I just say, hold on now. But she is on the market, y'all, looking for her husband. So just like, stay on the lookout for my auntie. You see her.
We gonna let God bring him.
Yeah.
We gonna let God bring him. But no, I think that is not a conversation should be had. What is in, the word would say, a marital bed is not, there's no way to defile it, but I'm not married. So me doing something like that, I'm in the wrong. Biblically, you know what I'm saying? Right. I'm not living right. Clearly I'm not. I got two kids.
She's like, clearly I
got two kids. You feel me? So again, we got to give people grace. We got to give people, patience and time, because we grow. And if you are not living right by God, regardless of whatever it is, you decide that you want to sleep with a horse. Okay, you're a horse person. All right, great. Yay. You the pastor over here and you sleeping with Elder Brown's baby mama. That that's his wife now. We're gonna check that now. There's no sin greater than the other. That's in the Bible. There's not one sin that is greater than the other. And it bothers me that It bothers me that some Christians take that and actually judge each sin.
Right.
That's the problem. But when you go back to the Bible and it talks about redemption and repentance, if a murderer on his dying bed can undeniably, with his whole heart, mind, body, and soul, repent from committing murder and get a open seat in heaven, why can't somebody else for the sin that they did?
Right.
So why are we as Christian, as a community, judging those who are not living right? Because, baby, what the song say? A sinner is, let me get it right. Dun, 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 dun. A sinner is just a sinner who fell down or something like. Am I saying that right?
I don't know.
It's something like that. It's something like that. A sinner is just I'm figured out. But anyways, it goes something like that. We're all sinning in some type of way. Mm-hmm. But we got to quit judging each other for every single sin. Stop judging, start teaching.
Right.
Stop judging and start praying. Don't judge me, pray for me.
Yeah.
Pray me out of it. Pray me through it. Mm-hmm. Pray with me. Teach me. If we do that, like hey, you said, they shouldn't have been turned away from church. Baby, come on, let's bring you up to the altar. Let's talk to you after. What do you need help with? Because sometimes people are struggling. Sometimes people go different ways in life because of their life walk. Mm-hmm. It's not because they want to. Sometimes it's just like how life took them. And they had to grow to get out of it. Right. Anything that we do, we can grow and get out of it. It's just, do we want to? And let's keep it a buck.
Truthfully, I feel like this is probably where life took me. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, don't get me wrong. When I was 5 years old, I was in school with this white girl. Her name was Ashley. I told Ashley, I said, Ashley, I like you. Yeah. And she said, well, I don't like you. I like Austin. Well, I like Austin too. So, literally 5 years old. Like, I remember this like kindergarten in class. Right. I remember this like it was yesterday. But, I feel like growing up though, like, even though like I really, 5 years old, you don't know what that is.
Right.
For real. But when you're like going through like elementary school and middle school and then you got high school and people trying to tell you what you are all the time, you can be like, well, maybe am I a little like, do I want to do this? Is this something that I like?
Right.
There's just questions that you start asking yourself, and it's just up to you. That's what I would say. Decide what you comfortable with or who you okay with being with. I truthfully, like, people got a come out story. I don't have a come out story. From the time I was 16 years old, I've been wearing my makeup. I don't wear the girly makeup like how you got the whole 9 eyeshadow, blush, and everything. But I got a little something on right now. Yeah. Like, it's light. But I don't know. I just always been myself. I always knew me. So I feel like it comes to a place, I hope everybody gets to a point where they can find themselves. You know what I mean? And I know who I am. That's how I was able to be like, okay, well, even though I am like queer, like, I know that I can be intimate in different forms. Intimacy comes in so many different forms. And I love it.
Are you comfortable in your own skin?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm a bad boy, but I'm good. That's what makes me good.
But see,
because I stand for who I am.
Right.
Stick up for myself. I know me. You know what I mean? I know my likes. I know my dislikes. I know my boundaries. I know where I'm trying to get to. You know what I mean? Even spiritually. So I would say I'm very comfortable with me.
And I like that you said that, because a lot of people are not comfortable with themselves. I'm not comfortable with me.
Yeah,
I have a lot of uncomfortabilities, That's why.
Tummy,
that's why I keep the girdle on, baby. I need about 3 of them on, honey.
If you like that, you got me and my little something too.
But I said my daughter, I love her so much. She is so comfortable in her own skin, right. And it is so dynamically good. I use my own words, y'all, to see her being that comfortable in her own skin. And she's bigger than I am. Well, I've done lost some weight and I'm still losing weight. But when I was bigger, not that far, y'all done lost some weight. I was more comfortable in my skin then than I am now. It's crazy. However, I am more comfortable in me now than I was then.
Right.
10 years ago, I was probably less confident. Wait, let me think. Hold on. Yeah. Make sure I get them numbers right. Because that's not true. Let me retract that. I'm going to retract it. We can't rewind it back, but I'm going to retract that. Within the last 12 months, I am more comfortable in me than I was a year ago. Wait a minute, we're in 2026. Let me back up. Yeah, maybe 6 months. How long have I been doing this show? About October? Because I had to learn how to start living in moments. Mm-hmm. I've never really lived in a moment. Now I'm living in the moments. I'm living in this actual moment that we're having together.
Right.
And I'm like being present in it, living and being present in it. Yeah. So, and a lot of times we don't do that. A lot of us on this earth don't do that.
They disassociate at times.
Yeah,
do you feel like that come with people having like different stuff going on in their life, or like just the struggles that they be facing? We don't know what nobody going through.
Exactly. Like what you just said. And you're right. Struggles, absolutely. Household struggles, work struggles, bill struggles, relationship struggles, all of that. And with that being said, if you're going through something and someone approaches you, or when you're trying to seek out God or seek a community to embrace you, because that's what we go to church for, to get that love and that attention and that light. And for someone, regardless if it's about their orientation or, oh, she don't look this way, that can really be devastating to a person.
Right.
And I feel like, even like I say, even with the homeless man on the street, me perceiving him differently, and if I would say, get off my truck.
Yeah.
And he's just trying to come ask for $1 to get something to eat, that could set him back.
That could.
And I think we need to be more intentional in doing things. So us as Christian church people, the church house, let's be intentional with everybody.
Right.
Because you weren't always as Christian as you were.
Right. We knew what you was doing back when you was 20 years old.
Hey, my probably was 2 months ago. What you talking
selling
about?
Drugs. Oh, you said it probably was 2 months ago.
Probably was 2 months ago. Come on now.
Right.
And even if you are, listen, I told you I was going to start touching on some subjects people weren't going to agree with. Even if you are doing something bad, you just murked somebody, or you just did something really you shouldn't have been doing. If you seek out God and repent, He can change you.
Yeah.
He can change you so much that He can make you go turn yourself in. Mm-hmm. Officer, I did something two years ago. I did, and I'm here to take my accountability. I'm gonna tell you where the body's at. Go ahead and take. That's what got to do. Let God convict us.
Right. Man
should stop convicting each other. Let God convict me, and you trust He will convict you. Mm-hmm. He will convict you, and then not only that, if you want someone to change, because look at that. Who are we to feel like the person should feel something? Do or be somebody else? Who are we?
Right.
Who am I to tell you, baby, you need to not do what you be doing? You need to go get you a girlfriend. Who am I?
Mm-hmm. But you know another thing that they okay with?
What?
I just saw something online where it was just like, and it just made me feel the type of way. I was like, look at them. But how scientists are now doing like these genetics to like infuse like animals and humans to create pretty much a hybrid, so they can get hearts and lungs and all this other stuff. Why they not talking about that, but they talking about queer people who same-sex marriage? When them fallen angels came down and they was mating with animals, humans, Nephilims coming, he had to cleanse the earth.
Yeah, they don't. That's not a topic of conversation. Why did Noah's Ark come into play in the Bible? God got tired. He was like, man, look, kids, they just ain't trying to get it right. I done talked to y'all. I done y'all. Okay, bet. That's what we're gonna do. Hey, Noah, he found that one person. Go get one of each. Mm-hmm. Create this boat. Oh, y'all still gonna act the fool? All right, no problem. Boom.
Everything happened, literally.
Flood. He washed it all out.
And that's just like I think we talked about this the other day. Just like with Lot, when
Yeah.
God sent the messages to Lot, and for Sodom and Gomorrah, and then he over there, he's like, "Oh, find me. What is it? They say one or two. Was it
One or two.
One or two people to show me why I should save these cities." And he couldn't find them. He couldn't find a soul to save. And then when the messengers was there, like, you know, while they was there, a mob of men, lustful men, and not just men. Not when they say men back in the day, I'm talking about men and women, not just men. I'm not just like men as we see it, you know. A mob of men came to rape the messengers. You know what I mean? To try to take something away from them because they had never seen them before. I bet you they I don't even know. Like they just, I can't think about why they would want to do that. But even Lot was just like, here, take my daughters. Don't try to do anything with them. Don't try to take them. Like he was trying to say, let them out. Like, you know, go out.
Bamming on the door, trying to come in there. I was thinking in that same boat right there where it's like a mob of men trying to come rape these angels disguised as messengers. You know what I mean? Disguised as normal men. Man. And he was like, well, here we are. And look what he did.
Look what he did. Yeah, exactly.
But
he gonna give you, he gonna test you, auntie, and he gonna give you the signs time after time with anything in your life. And it's up to you to take those signs and run with it, especially when you know the word, or especially when you know right from wrong. So, yeah.
But look how God do it. God has a way of destroying things that aren't good for you or good for earth.
Right.
Good for the world. He has a way of destroying it. So it's ironic that we as human beings, we here as, you know, the man on earth, we always trying to do his job. You know, you can't stir somebody straight. You can give them words of encouragement, words of, you know, doing better, but ultimately that's his job. That's why I say, pray for me, teach me, you know, pray with me. That's how we help each man on earth.
Right.
Man and woman, each person on earth. You know, but we weren't put here to do God's work. You got a job and your manager acting a fool, don't cuss out. Right. Just pray for her, Lord. You know, I need this job, right? Lord, please let this lady quit being so mean and nasty to me, Lord. Lord, please, just touch her heart. Bless her, Lord.
Right.
It'll turn around. She'll get better. She'll turn around. One day you're like, she gonna, are you okay? Yes. You need anything? No. Watch. The demeanor change. In a relationship, your mate acting a fool, you want to keep that relationship together, pray about it.
Well, last time I prayed about a relationship, auntie, I'm single, been single 4 years.
I ain't gonna ask you.
I prayed right about it.
So I guess your prayer did work, huh?
It worked, and I'm grateful. Like great person, but I'm just grateful for where I'm at, the people that I've met. Like I had to get through all of that. It's like I had to get through all of that to get to here. Like, you know what I mean? And like, in that moment, you don't see it like, okay, like, oh, like this is just a lot. I'm feeling, you know, down probably. But it took me to go through everything that I went through for, who knows, 3 years? You know what I mean? To get to where I need to be. And the people that I met, like, you know what I mean? Like during those 3 years I met, such as Ashley.
Right.
I met this princess, just different people. And these are people that's still in my life now. That relationship gone.
Right.
Some of them same people that was around, some of them same friends, they're not here no more, but I learned. And that's what, you know how you said your circle is smaller? Now my circle's smaller. Now it's like, we like this. And I'm just like, I have a family, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So, definitely. Yeah. You know, my brother used to say before he passed, he said, my family are my friends and my friends are my family. Sometimes friends can be more of a family to you than the family that is in the same bloodline.
Right.
And that's okay. That's okay. It's completely okay. We have to create our own circle. And which is why they're, I call it the alphabet people. You got, what's it,
LGBTQIA plus,
baby, it's
RTWV.
alphabets. Whatever it is, tomorrow to be another letter, honey.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, though, how do you feel about, like, trans, like people who are trans?
Listen, I'm from the old school. We call it
Transvestites.
We call them transvestites, and I know that ain't the right proper word, but look, I tell my daughter, look, I'm trying to get right. I'm trying to get right.
Well, like a transvestite is somebody who was born with like a
vagina that's what it is?
And a penis. Yeah,
I thought that was a hermaphrodite. That's the actual.
That's a transvestite.
No, the actual word is hermaphrodite. Yeah.
But wouldn't that not be a transvestite? That's the same thing, ain't it?
Look, don't give me the line.
I was like, let me Google it.
But no, the actual word is a hermaphrodite. I don't know how to spell it. But yeah, when they was born with they're born with both genders. And then the parent, the parent has to decide what gender their child is going to be. They don't, because they're a child. But the parent does. It's some with the chromosomes get get switched.
I seen stories of parents who did that, and then their kids grew up, and then like they literally like, I don't know, maybe 16, 17, 18 years old at a certain point, and now like you don't cut they genitals off, and you say, oh, I'm about to have a girl, I'm about to have a daughter, and then they grow up and they a full man,
right?
You know what I mean? That's crazy. I don't even know
how I feel about that. This is what I think. I don't care what you identify as. I really don't. I think for me, it's when it get belligerent, when it get over exaggerant, when it gets glamorized, because now. Again, it goes back to that's different from sexuality. Now you deciding that, hey, I am not I'm a full man. Now I want to be a full woman.
Right. And you say they bringing up gender at that point.
Right. But the new trend now is on the internet is the trans man. Yeah, the trans man means the man has transitioned to a woman, is now saying that there are more women than the actual born woman. Ha, ha, ha. Ha.
Yeah, I seen that. Oh.
That I don't agree with because, honey, if you want to be better than me, as this, babe, I need you to carry these heavy boobs. I need you to carry them cycles. I need you to get them fibroids. I need you to go to that doctor and get poked in every kind of way possible. I need you to go through hot sweat, menopause. Listen, honey, if you going through it, you getting luxury. So for a trans man to say he's a
trans woman,
a trans woman say he's a man, a better woman than me, I have a problem with that.
Right.
Because you can never be a full female, because you will never be able to get the things that we get. We get certain ailments. We have to worry about breast cancer. We have to worry. Well, I think now men have started to get breast cancer. Don't quote me. We have to worry about ovarian cancer. We have to worry about certain things that we use for our private areas.
So how would you feel if somebody like said like, "Oh, you a cisgender woman"?
I don't even know what that means.
I just heard about it too. I found out cisgender. They was like, "Oh, you a cis man." I was like, "I'm not no sissy." I'm just,
like these. So that's another thing. Like all these new created words that I don't even know. Cis woman. What is it? Or
it's like natural born. Cis means like natural born.
Okay, then they were saying fish. I'm like, what? What's a fish? Oh, so they call women because y'all think. First of all, that even makes it worse. So if you calling a woman a fish, then sometimes when they not clean, they smell like fish. Then you can't be one because you can't smell like fish. That's rude, huh?
Nah, that's it. Because you can't smell like fish.
I don't smell like fish. I don't want to smell like fish. I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, this is real talk. This is real talk right here, ladies and gentlemen. Real talk. These are actual real talk conversations. It's not meant to be, it's not meant to offend you. It's meant to educate you.
I got trans friends. Like, I got trans people who I love to death. You know what I mean? Those my people. And I might not agree with all of it. And then even at times, like, I even think, like, okay, that T at the end of LGB, like, the T, it could, that's like a complete, like we just was talking about, like gender and gender and sexuality are
Right.
just two different things. And they place just like they even try to talk about trying to place pedophilia a part of the LGBT. I'm just like, don't put that over here.
That's not an alphabet. That's a crime.
Exactly. That's a crime.
That's a crime.
That's literally a crime. So it's just, child.
I think society has really over glamorized a lot of things. And I think that's why the churches, I think, maybe are backing up some or getting more weaponized with the word itself, because it's just, and I have to say, I think it's more of the younger generation, because if you look at some older LGBT community, like a person I really like to watch, Flame Monroe. Flame Monroe is a comedian, and he has did several specials. He was on Tiffany Haddish special, and he had a podcast and YouTube. He was on Breakfast Club, but he does talk, and he's a man. He has a rack, like his chest is like humongous, and he still has his man parts, and he talks about it. And he's a father. And he talks about when he used to, when his kids were in school, he would take them to school, but he would take them without the wig. He would still have his boobs, but he would go, and he was the dad. He was a single father. And he even talks about the new generation of how they're changing things, and they're making it more complicated. And I don't think all of this that we're talking about is not necessarily complicated. It's really cut and dry. But society glamorizes the ignorance of things, and ignorance is things that we don't know.
Right.
So I'm ignorant to these new terms. I'm ignorant to some of how it should be or how it is or whatever. I'm just ignorant to it. And that's okay. I will take my ignorance of it. But to me, some of it's unnecessary. It doesn't fit in my life. I'm not going to say I'm not accepting to it, but again, I don't care what you do, because I don't have to stand before God and
account for those
and account for that.
Yeah.
Right. I can only stand and account for me. I can stand and account for me for talking about you, blasphemizing you or anything like that. I can stand accountable for, but I cannot stand accountable for everybody on this earth just as much as they cannot stand accountable for me. They can only stand account for themselves. So whatever they do, cool. You're a human being. I'm still, how you doing? I'm auntie. What's up?
Right. So do you think, I know you was talking about how people are trying to play God in a way, and we can't play God.
Right.
Do you feel like I'm going into politics. Now, one of the things I feel like the church is missing, that we missing from the church, is also that political aspect, because back in the day, Martin Luther King, all them, everything was held in the church. That's why you got what is the bombing, the one bombing, but they bombed the church with all the kids in it. And
I can't remember what state.
Birmingham.
Yeah.
Was
it 3 little girls or 4 little girls on the front pew?
Yes, yes. It's like such as that. Like, they aim for our spirit. Like people, like they tried to cause hurt to us and different things like that. But I was trying to figure. Wait, I was got to go back to what I was about to say. What you was just talking about, Auntie. I'm so sorry.
What part?
You went to the part of dang, you missed me just for a second. But we got some.
Look, we gotta say it for another show, because my latter years in life, the way my mind set up.
Yeah.
But no, I do get what you're coming from. I'll say this: church used to be a place of love. Church used to be a place of worship. Church used to be a place of gathering and community. And I think it still is. But I think a lot of it has gotten to the point of society as well. Right. I think society has also over-glamorized some church. That's why we have all these huge mega churches. I think that we all should give each other grace. That's my word for the next month is grace. Right, grace. Patience and grace.
Grace. You gonna hear? I love that word. I love that word.
That was, yes.
Grace is everything. You got to come with grace. You got to have grace.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's what's going to get me on this show, too.
I know, right? So, I always have a heartbeat moment. I'm going to wrap this up. What is your heartbeat moment? My tagline is one heartbeat. I feel like it takes one heartbeat for a difference, and hopefully I'm making a difference every day. What is your heartbeat moment for currently in your life?
Truthfully, just to keep seeing you to show love, even with the people that hurt me. You know what I mean? Like, I just gotta be graceful.
I know,
and
that's
show,
right.
like, literally graceful, Auntie. That's the word. It is.
That's
my heartbeat is to be graceful and to love. Like that's just overall. Like I always try to do that, no matter who it is. I had a man just before we get off too. I had a man. I was sitting in the store. I was like at this like Kava lounge. He was a white dude. He say, "Oh, I don't mind sitting next to an,
Oh.
And I told him, I said, you know what? I don't mind sitting next to you either. And he was like, I like this guy.
I know that's
I
right.
came with him with love. He ended up buying me a drink. I was cool. Like,
Exactly.
oh, sorry, y'all. Yeah.
I know that's right.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
what do you have coming up that we can keep an eye out on? Give everybody your social media handles.
All right, y'all. I am. You can tune in. Well, my Instagram is iam.leoknight. You can also tune into my station, Hot 407 Radio, at www.hot407radio.com. And hello. And tune in to the Zeus Network's Bad Boys auditions coming up very, very soon. Yours truly will be on there, Leo Knight. I am the head of Foreign Affairs, Dominican Republic. So
I know that's right. Y'all listen. Y'all have been listening to me on the Power Influence Radio, powerinfluenceradio.com. Y'all are watching me, Power Influence Radio on Facebook and YouTube. Listen, I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Keep following me on justbeingaugust.com, Just Being August, Facebook, Instagram, the Talkatica, and all of that. Hey, if you want to sponsor a show, go ahead and DM me. And listen, Heartbeat Thursdays. That's right. Do it again. Amen. And if you want to nominate someone for Heartbeat Thursdays, please definitely DM me. I'm always looking to, shed light on someone who is doing something good in the community. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been my pleasure to sit down with Mr. Leo Knight.
Thank you for having me, Auntie.
You're very welcome. And hey, it's Just Being August. See y'all on the 2nd and 4th Thursday of the month, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't be late.